Well, hello there, friends. And because we're on the internet as well as television, hello there, foes. It's good to see you and your rage. It's me, Kevin Pereira, and you've just stumbled into Attack of the Show presents The Loop. My guest today needs no introduction, but I'm actually going to Google him anyways to give him the Wikipedia summation of his introduction, which is a thing that is being developed in real time, Adam. I'm sorry. Spoiler, his name's Adam. Adam Sessler is an American video game journalist, television personality, and consultant. Well, that's professional and vague. He is best known as the former co-host of the video game review series X-Play and the editor-in-chief of G4's video game section. It's time to update the wiki. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Sessler is here.
Hello. Okay, hold on. I've got to make a comment about that Wikipedia entry. Oh, the best part is, this was a long time ago, but there's that section of Wikipedia where people who are writing the pages can have discussions. And so one of the discussions, I think, was regarding my sexuality.
Oh.
Whatever. But
is that what it said? Adam's sexuality is best defined as whatever.
And they said he claims to be married, and we believe, and like more or less, we believe it's an Asian-looking woman, which is like they just couldn't like commit to Asian woman. You know, my wife's Korean American. But this is where it gets really good. But she may just be a decoy like Ava Braun.
What?
And I'm like, decoy, I think they meant beard. And it's like, you went right for Hitler's girlfriend. Like, there's so many other people that we could have like used as an analog for that.
Yeah, there's no in between. There's no margin. It's one of the bookends for you.
Yeah, it's like, what's the theory? Like how long something takes to invoke the Nazis?
Yeah, for you, it's one sentence in a Wikipedia comment.
About my sexuality.
Did you leap into there by any chance? Did you ever try to correct your own Wikipedia?
No. I think I one time at a Comic-Con or a PAX panel asked someone else to change it because it had my middle name as something different. I can't remember what it was. Like, my middle name's Michael, and it wasn't like a bad name or anything like that. It was just like, how on earth did that become my middle name?
Everything in your article, I think, has citations needed on it all over it. I think it's just one big speculative chunk of text.
Yeah, I'm trying to be that person in Wikipedia. That's my goal.
Well, we got to update it because it says the former co-host for the video game review series X-Play and...
current.
Wiki, get on it. This is
returning,
current. Yeah.
A relaunched, a rewashed.
Did you even update your LinkedIn?
Oh, LinkedIn. I think, like, I'm not even on Facebook. Yeah, but there is a Facebook page. My theory is...
Is it one of those fan page kind of things where...
No, I think because I just never wanted to do Facebook, but I think at the old G4, someone on the web team actually created a Facebook page for me, and then maybe they lost their job, and it kind of got Donnie Brasco'd and it was stuck behind enemy lines.
Yeah, the keys are locked somewhere in an encrypted vault.
Like, the funniest thing is there's all these people that got really angry at me that I wasn't accepting their friend request. I think it was like Michael Pachter. You know, the gaming industry analyst. He's like, you never accept my friend request. I'm like, that's not me.
That's not me.
It's my picture, it's my name, but not me.
Are you sure? It does show the Adam Sessler on Facebook is in a beard enthusiast community. And I don't know if that's facial or relationship.
Let's not check the Ava Braun enthusiast community, or really we should just call that Facebook.
Yeah. It is an unexpected delight to be chatting with you right now. Not because chatting with you isn't delightful.
Oh.
I wouldn't expect anything but. The last time you and I sat at a table.
Yes.
With microphones much like these.
Yes.
We were discussing G4 in a very different context.
Very different context.
Because you and I had a bit of a song and dance there over 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 15 years. I mean.
Yeah, I think something like that.
Yeah.
Eons. It was 2012. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a long time ago.
Yes.
And in the rear view is all that rich history, right?
Yeah.
Out the windshield, I did not expect to see this.
No, because this was not a gleam in the parent company's eye, I guess is the best way to phrase it.
The parent company has beady eyes that cannot gleam.
Yeah.
They are Vanta black. They absorb light, reflecting nothing. No, I'm kidding. Love our corporate sponsors. In fact, shout out shop.g4tv.com. Adam, did you know if you go there and use the promo code RADDY20, you can save 20% off your order before it expires.
Oh, that's great. I was feeling a little chilly. I could use a shirt.
Shop.g4tv.com. Don't worry, friends, if you missed it, there's going to be plenty more of them in this casual chat format. So I'm delighted that you and I are sitting here again.
Yes.
It was unexpected. And when you got, was it a bat signal in the sky? Was it a phone call? Was it a Slack? Were you trying to log into Facebook and you realized there were some messages there saying, Adam, we need you, please come back?
It was pretty much, okay, so it was pandemic had started. I had left the company. I started with some other people. I left that company before pandemic. Pandemic hits, and it's like, wow, okay, my new direction map just got a lot smaller. And then I got a text from Blair asking about my availability. And I had heard some rumors, I would say, for the past year and a half. And I was like, I think I know what that is.
I was hearing rumors for like 5 years. I feel like there was a start
I was
stop.
hearing rumors that I put more substance in.
Yeah.
I was hearing stuff, like 5 years ago. And I'm like, sure. And I want a Shetland pony that sings me to sleep. But no, suddenly I'm like, okay, I think there's some substance to what's crossing my desk, I guess.
So I was going to ask, where were you in your life that you were able to accept these rumors and entertain them?
Yeah,
right. Because you said pandemic.
I was unemployed and stuck at home,
right where they wanted you.
Even having, we just went through the launch and everything. I imagine that if I was more gainfully employed, I might still have made the change because it's hard to work for a living. I think that's kind of, I much prefer this.
Sure. And in that interim, though, it's not like you stopped playing video games. It's not like you had to put that face on for television and grab a controller and pretend you care about polygons.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of in your DNA.
Yeah, no, and I was consulting. No, the last time that we saw each other like this, I was consulting on Friday the 13th, the video game. They had just started their Kickstarter, and I was trying to drum up interest. So it was 2015. I believe it was October because, horror games.
Right, Halloween.
All that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I did that. I did some other consulting. The tech company that I started was still very video game centric. It was machine learning to help understand what people were talking about with video games. So it's always been there. It's all I know. It's like I can't make more friends in other areas because I'm just not that type of person. So I just have to lean on the existing ones.
That's a good strategy.
Yeah.
That's good life advice for anyone.
It's just, yeah.
So I know we've been writing the promo pony well in advance of launching this thing.
Not a Shetland, though.
Not a Shetland that will not sing you to sleep. Those are very expensive. It's a lot of very, very hyper training.
But one day.
One day. Dare to dream. In fact, you know what? Let's bring out the pony. Open up the stage doors. No, we've been doing a lot of promotion for it. What has been a common refrain for you? What are the common questions you're getting? What is
how is it different? I like the one so are you excited? I'm about to go, no. And PR is right next to me going,
I've been more plussed about Black Friday deals, I got to be honest.
All I know is I'm missing Succession this week. And
you didn't miss Succession, did you? Did you actually miss it?
No, I could watch it on my laptop, but I like to sit on my couch. Yeah, exactly.
That requires a sound bar.
So I would say that the other one is what brought you back.
Yeah.
It's my feelings were not, I was not quiet about them. And so a lot of it was, what was it? And I love that question because it was because I was presented with an image of the station that it's that's what I want. And it's young people. It's a diverse group of people, both in backgrounds and backgrounds. That's I guess how you do diversity. But in the games they play, how they grew up. I mean, it's that kind of thing. It looked like this is what I know the gaming audience to be, or I know the G4 audience to actually be, or
at least the audience you want to attract and program for. Right?
That's true. Yeah, and it's cool, and I want to do this. This sounds really exciting, and I forgot I like the creativity of coming up with bits of having an idea. in my head where I can actually turn to someone and maybe it like becomes manifest. Whereas like during that interim period, I play a game. I could come up with 3 sketches. I could come up with a review. But it's like, where am I going to put that?
Right.
It's like, and then I tell it to my wife and she's like, stop. I don't care.
Hon, I love you, but find an outlet, please. Please do. I can just imagine you covered in like hot glue and pipe cleaners at a Hobby Lobby trying to, I got to make this bit.
Yeah.
I need a rat puppet. I need some googly eyes. We got to figure this out.
Oh, my
So
God.
look, I know you get this question a lot, but it is the top of the pops here. So what are you playing these days?
What am I playing these days? Halo Infinite, since they went and decided the week I'm down in LA to actually like release the game early.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, I booted up Skyrim with the anniversary, and it was so stupid of me. I started like I 36. It was like, only a little bit of time between having been down here because I live up in San Francisco, so the viewers know. I come down here. I was going to go back for about 3 days and then come back down, and during that time, it's like about 36 hours where I have to be at the airport. I'm like, I just want to see what Skyrim looks like.
No, Adam.
And like, I started, and I'm like, oh no, the feeling. I've had the feeling happen. I'm like, I could just maybe get to that first dragon.
Okay, hold that thought, if you will, because we have much Skyrim to talk now. Because I'm very torn on this game. I think The Office is as well. So we're going to take a bit of a break.
Okay.
We're going to collect our thoughts on dragons and arrows to the knee. That's in the game.
Arrows to the knee.
I still got it. And when we come back, we got more with the legendary Adam Sessler. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Legend? Yeah.
I guess so.
I'm winning. If you really want to win this, we should do the
Green Draft Ritual! Let's do that! I am going!
Oh, crap. We dropped 5 minutes ago and we were killed immediately. That's my bad. Yeah, GG's though.
Oh, hello, friends. We are back with Don't You Call Him a Visionary. According to the wiki, former co-host for the video game review series X-Play, Adam Sessler. All right, so before the break, we were about to dive into Skyrim.
Yes.
You made the classic mistake of, I'll just give this a quick boot up.
Yep.
Let me just look at the title screen. Let me wake up on a wagon and see if I remember these textures.
Yep.
And what happened to you?
Well, I was like, then I, made the character. And I was like, oh, you know what? I haven't played a Dark Elf. And, what is nice is 10 years later, I now know things I didn't know when I did the review for it. And I had to early code, which was, can you actually play a stealth character this time? You could not in Oblivion because the game scaled, it scaled with you. And, you can't stealth kill Oblivion monsters. They're kind of up on the sneaking thing.
Sure.
They're like, whoa, well, hello there. And then they bite your head off.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yeah, I could do stealth magic. That sounds like fun. I haven't done that before. And then that feeling Like, oh, hold on, I could do this. Oh, I bet that dungeon's going to be really neat when I play this character. And I start making plans. And you can't make plans when you have to be at SFO again in 36 hours.
Yeah, there's an itinerary. That's your plan.
Yeah.
You got to be on a plane.
Yes, exactly.
And here you are sneaking around from dungeon to dungeon. I took a bit of flack for not getting that sensation. I didn't get that feeling.
How dare
Skyrim.
you not
I know.
force yourself to feel a way,
No,
Pereira?
I have a taste and a preference, and it differs from someone. I guess I'm a monster. Update the wiki.
Oh, yeah, this isn't Sundance Channel with its Iconoclast series. Yeah, this is Get in Line, buddy.
So I know that they get a lot of flack for re-releasing, for updating, for putting it on new platforms. They wouldn't do that if it didn't sell.
Yeah.
If people didn't rally around it.
Yeah.
If I didn't get the tinglies then, do I hop in now? Or has gaming gone so far that the only way to get that rush again is pure nostalgia?
God, that's really interesting. I can't imagine that it would suddenly grab you. Maybe. I mean, look, I know that there's games I didn't enjoy because of the period of life that I played them in. You know, like if I feel like a sense of urgency in the world around me, there's certain games that aren't like Civilization is not fun to play. If you like are worried, like you know how you're gonna make
it's hard
ends
enough to
meet.
navigate.
Yeah,
so
it's
that's a fair point. So any game I play between like 0 and 38, my anxious brooding period, I should probably go back and replay.
I mean, there's some things. I mean, because there are games where I felt like I didn't like it, and a certain time I'm like, oh, maybe I'll go check it out. And I'm like, I do like it this time. I wouldn't say that necessarily would happen with Skyrim, but I mean, look, it's older. It makes me get very excited for Starfield, which is the space tinge game that's coming from Todd Howard's team over at Bethesda. It's almost like I'm going out for that last dinner with that lady I used to date, and we're never going to talk to each other again. It kind of has that feeling.
Yeah, you've already changed your status, but we'll clink wine glasses one last time.
Yeah,
and then off we go. So now Starfield. All that we've seen is the logo, right?
And the release date.
Okay. Oh, great. So those two morsels.
Yeah, I mean, there was a trailer sometime earlier this year during that thing that could have been E3 that really wasn't.
Right.
And so I believe it involved, it was like, a pre-rendered, I think it was pre-rendered, if anything's pre-rendered anymore. Thing of, I think, a person in a spaceship going to space, which, it said all of nothing about the game, and I think quite cleverly. Because if it was going to even try to hide the space aspect of it, that's probably a bad idea.
Right.
So we know nothing. I was actually talking to people on XPlay, and I guess they've seen some materials where it's been described as Elder Scrolls in space. Something I'm not tempted to read too much into. Like, it's like they didn't say Fallout in space. Elder Scrolls is more successful than Fallout. Even though Fallout and Elder Scrolls themselves, I think, have very, very clear things in common with one another. So, though it would be funny if you had a sword in space, I think that'd be hysterical.
I'm okay with
I'm
laser
playing a
swords in
space
space.
game, and I'm still using, a sword and bashing, knights on the head.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Now, Microsoft makes the purchase. Turns out gamers have opinions.
Dude, that's weird.
And folks clamor. And I don't know if you've noticed this, but I got the sense that when, Sony has great first-party games, they have good studios, and it seems that that's celebrated all the time. Good on you, Sony, as a PS fanboy. I love everything you're releasing. Do you think? I think you know where I'm going with this.
I know where you're going. I can't wait for you to talk about it because I love to throw shade on this argument right now.
I don't understand why Microsoft can't make even a hint or a whisper of a similar move without them being equated to all sorts of negative things, which shall be unnamed. Why the dichotomy with Microsoft like buying Bethesda and bringing those games in-house exclusive?
Well, the part that I thought was so funny, it was the collective denial of all these Sony fanboys who are like, well, it'd be ridiculous to lose all that money on Sony players now with Microsoft. I mean, it was like, yeah.
They've already, clearly they're developing multi-platform. They're going to release it on our console, right, guys?
You can take the plastic off the cushion. She's not going to come back to you, okay? It's like, it was kind of, really, if you wanted to see how probably young men try to handle a breakup, it was like Sony fanboys trying to understand. And I love Sony. I love their games. I cannot stand their fan base whatsoever. I've been on the receiving end of their collective insanity too many times. And so I just ruefully enjoyed every moment of that. I'm still enjoying it right now.
I love that. I love how much
it's just like trying to structure that argument. Like if I type it enough times, it must be true. It's like Samuel Beckett. Like a lot of his characters, especially in like his famous trilogy in The Unnameable, the last of it, these characters, like, it's kind of like they need to keep talking because if they don't, they cease to exist. Right. And it's that's how I start to see sort of like that reaction to Bethesda.
All right, so let's talk the core, the meat of the existence that is your role with XPlay. Yes. These game reviews and these opinions of yours. Oh. How have they evolved over time or devolved? I don't want to be presumptuous. How has the process changed? Is it still the same today as it was 12 years ago?
No, that has changed. Oh, I mean, so 2012, I leave G4. I got lefted, let's put it that way. Then I go to Revision 3. And so this is actually my first foray into the world of YouTube and MCNs and stuff like that. And while there are huge disadvantages, it's just, you're always feeding the beast and stuff like that. One of the advantages is we didn't have to do a 3.5-minute review. We're not tied to a 22.5-minute format. And it's like, oh, wow, we can talk about the game as long as we feel necessary. And so suddenly we were doing 7 to 8-minute reviews. And one of the things I really had loved doing back at G4 was less the video reviews, but I loved writing my own reviews that would go up on the website. Because there, I could go, you kind of want to hit a minimum word count, but you can go long, and I could wax.
You can make that extra reference and have that creative flourish.
And that allowed me to do the thing I've always believed in, which is like looking at the game also in a larger, like artistic or cultural context. And so that allows for certain types of digressions. One of my favorite ones that I wrote was the Uncharted 2 review, because I was trying to like explain what that magic was in that game. I felt what reminded me of when I went to go see Raiders of the Lost Ark as a kid with my dad at Grauman's Chinese Theater. Like that sense of like amazement and wonder that such a thing was actually possible. That doesn't work in a 3.5-minute video review because you've got to get to the meat and the potatoes.
Adam, I'm sorry, I had to insert 2 ad breaks into you just explaining that. I'm sorry.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, great. Make sure you go to shop. I'm not going to do it right now. Continue,
okay.
Please.
Oh, yeah. If you put in the code Adam Talks Too Much, you don't get a discount.
All right. You know what? Shop.g4tv.com. Use the promo code Ratty20. I don't know why I'm shouting it now.
And now you can get me just maybe a couple of sweatpants because I'm chilly down there.
You know what? On that note, I'm going to actually go to commercial, and we come back. We'll talk about how the review process has changed.
You got it.
And someone buy this man a sweatshirt. 20% off with Ratty20. I'm a talking ad. Look at me. We'll be back.
You winning, son?
We're arming BasketBot with a handful of infants, and we're going to see who can catch the most. Avali is, in fact, going first. Thank you, Will. BasketBot, do your dirtiest. Okay, baby one, right into the clutches of Avali. That's a good catch. Okay,
I only had one baby to catch? That's pretty good. Wait, what? Master Chief?
Oh, baby.
What? No, baby? Okay. there another baby coming?
Oh no, and the car alarm's going off.
The baby hit
We
the
got
car
two babies
window.
down.
Oh, you hate to see it.
Oh, Will, what happened out there? What? I missed a lot.
We got a lot of dead babies out here, Kevin.
Oh no, you
Will.
hate to see it, Will. I can smell the plastic baby heads melting against the asphalt right now. Abelie, you monster.
On your marks. Get set. Throw that baby!
Oh yeah,
Ooh,
no
that was a
problem.
good catch.
Keeping his eyes on the window, tucking the baby beneath the armpit. Up, launch. Oh, you got one up the door frame. That one's tough. You hate to see it. This one could cinch it right here on the final baby. Out the window. William Nefferson. Will he win down to the bay? That's it. That's a success. Success for William Nefferson. I believe in disbelief. The play was dead, and now the
Spike the
baby is too.
baby!
Wow. That's content, friends. That is
That's
content.
not fatherly behavior.
It is for here. The judges are saying that Will won it. Absolutely. Okay, and wow, okay. Babies are bouncing off the glass. See if we can get one in. Oh no! Come on, Will. Let's see if we can make this happen. Here it comes. Whipping it. Oh!
Oh! He caught it by the foot.
And back to the foam pit it goes. All right. Hey everybody, we are back with more from the host of G4TV's X-Play and future president of the network and future CEO of the Comcast Corporation, Adam Sessler. Real pleasure.
Wow. That's
Remember us on your journey, us
okay,
little folk.
you got it.
Who wave the towel in support of you.
if I'm in Philadelphia, I'm supposed to have the cheesesteak, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Just
and,
show up
and
to
I
the-
run up the stairs like the Rocky.
Arms in the air, let the
Yeah.
pigeons flank you,
Yeah,
or doves,
got
or
it.
whatever they were in the
Got
movie.
it.
And
Yeah,
go
then you
right.
have to break the bell more.
Yes, you have to karate kick the bell.
Oh!
It's like a Street Fighter mini stage. Instead of beating up a Honda on the dock, you got to take out the Liberty Bell.
Okay, that sounds good. I assume they have it out there for all to just kind of take a swing at.
That's exactly what it's
it's
there
it's
for,
an
yeah.
Excalibur.
It's actually a new TikTok challenge.
Oh!
You steal stuff from the restroom at the school, and then you go and you punch the Liberty Bell.
I can't wait for like these stories about the TikTok challenges and everyone freaking out. They're like, "There's a new TikTok challenge. It's called Shoot Someone," and it's like it's
And somehow video games will be blamed for it.
oh, of course.
Oddly enough,
Yeah.
which is maybe a topic for deeper in the episode. We were mid-chat before
Yes.
commercial break about how the process has changed, and you were saying that, you had this, I won't say restrictive, but interesting televised format where you had a precious few minutes to
Yeah.
make media about
Yep.
a thing. You enjoyed the more blog version of that because you could take some time with it.
And then we were able to do that more in video form.
Video on digital, yeah.
And I really enjoyed that. I'm very proud of a lot of the reviews I did during that era at Rep3. It was about 2.5 years. And then, I go into the consulting stuff and start the tech company. And when started back here, I knew things had changed in this process, but I'd always kept in touch with like PR people I knew within the industry. So I was kind of like aware of things from afar. But, games have changed significantly. In two big ways. Most games are just much bigger. And like it takes more time to get through the game. And then there's also games now change over time.
Yeah,
that, when I left, there was a disc.
Blow into the cartridge or
Yeah.
polish cloth on the disc.
Yeah.
Because that was the game and that was it.
Yeah, exactly. And now
Day
it's
one, there's a massive patch, which might be different from the review copy you got. And,
rarely, but yeah,
and then
I'll touch on that.
And then 6 months later, there might be a whole slew of end game content or DLC
Exactly.
that suddenly opens up all sorts of possibilities.
or something like Destiny 2, which is a much different animal than it was, originally. And so that idea of we're going to give it our definitive take on the game here, and we're never going to talk about it again. You can't really think that way anymore. To your comment about the day one patches, I don't mind day one patches. I like to play the best version of the game possible. But where that does happen with early code, this isn't in all cases, they would also like you to play the day one patched version of the game if you're evaluating it. So while these games have gotten bigger, there are many instances where the period of time to play it in advance of its actual release or the embargo has gotten much smaller.
Yeah.
And that to me is very unfortunate because even when reviewing a game, you're not playing a game like a normal person. Like normal people don't play 10 hours straight of a game 3 days in a row.
Right.
when you're suddenly doing even more, like it's 15 hours, 3 days in a row. It's like things like the repetitive nature of some of the activities are become so much more apparent than someone who's dipping into it, 2 or 3 hours.
Right.
And it's one thing that I always have still have to become cognizant of, that like I can only give what my experience is, but to kind of sometimes step into the shoes of what would a normal person react to
the
with
fetch
something
quests
like
or the resource gathering or just the general grind of any play loop, of any cycle might be extra grating when you, to your point, have to barrel through it in 4 days instead of breaking up that experience.
Or like, someone's be like, if you're playing one of the new Dooms, you're like, well, I don't know, you just run around and shoot things all the time. Suddenly something like that might become a little bit more like, wow, it really is just kind of you run around and shoot things. But for everyone else, it's like, oh, I can't wait to get home and run around and shoot things for an hour.
Well, how did you feel like Ratchet and Clank recently?
Oh,
like, I had no need to play that for the hours on end that I did. I wasn't reviewing it professionally.
No, but I mean...
But I sank every tooth that's left in my mouth into that meal.
That is, I would say like that and Forza Horizon 5 this year, like as different as they are in style, like they are so perfectly made, like polished and technical, that the sheer like physical pleasure of holding that controller and doing those things on the screen is just like, it's so good. And that's something... That's a rarity, but it seems to be happening more commonly now in game design, because we're just, we're all the learnings of previous generations are always coming into play.
Yeah. You mentioned that the time to review is becoming less and less, and obviously for your profession, that can be difficult. That's a challenge. I'm sure it's strenuous and probably frustrating. For the consumer, I also hear, like even Battlefield recently, there wasn't a ton leading up right to it.
No.
And then gamers seem to catch on, not just with, I'm just picking that because that's the last comment I remember from a Shack News discussion thread. But, anytime there's game's coming out in 48 hours and we sure haven't seen a lot of reviews of this thing or even previews, that's starting to signal to the audience that there might be something wrong with the game.
I mean, even more than that is... back when I actually was consulting, there's one thing I did try to indicate to a few people I consulted with, which is let's take Sony. Sony's pretty good about something, and that's a fairly consistent lead time on their embargoes. Typically, it's 1 week to 10 days ahead. They're able to do that for the most part because almost all of their games are single player, and so there's not like those X factors of servers or anything else like that's there. But now that they've done that sort of 10-day lead, they're able to do it. If they ever change to a 2-day lead on a particular game, man, if that isn't a strong indicator to me, who's used to that pattern, going, I wonder what's going on here.
Right.
And there's other publishers where they're wildly inconsistent, and you start to actually get a sense like, okay, I think you're... I mean, I don't know what the desire is. If it's like, we only want you to play a little because maybe that'll hide some of the stuff, or sometimes the game just isn't ready.
Right.
And that's still not a great thing. But
it could get ready. Maybe that day one patch will solve it. And to your earlier point, that's something for folks to remember. Like maybe the developers really don't want you playing a version that they know isn't finished, that they've caught some obvious bugs on.
And that's absolutely, I mean, developers can have a lot to say in a lot of things. And I even know this from when I've talked to developers a lot, is it's kind of like when we do videos and stuff like that. We're going to see things in that no one else is going to see because we've shot it so many times. We've seen the process of it. Like I can see bad lighting, or I think the timing on that joke was a little bit off, or I wish they had cut it like 1 frame earlier.
Sure.
Game developers can see that. And one of those struggles I think always is getting the forest for the trees. That you could always make something a little bit better, but at some point you've just gotta push the baby bird out of the nest, and if it falls to its death, then
ship it.
It does.
No, most creative work is never finished; it's just merely abandoned.
Yeah.
At some point, you have to, you gotta let it go.
Yeah,
you have to.
Yeah, and sometimes they let it go at the right time, and sometimes you might have needed some more homeschooling.
Right. I want to point out, by the way, you may have heard a mystery voice. Is it still there, Vanessa?
Mystery voice is right here.
That's Vanessa Guerrero.
Hi.
Hi.
I know Vanessa.
Producer / holder of the keys to Adam's Facebook.
Oh, we found it.
Oh, really?
She can get you in.
Oh,
Vanessa's
wow.
got the codes.
Yeah.
I can get into the Facebook.
Vanessa's here to keep me on track, but also Vanessa knows more about everything
Yes, she
than
does.
anyone ever
Yes.
has a right to, and I don't know how she does it. So, Vanessa, at any point, if you need to throw a stapler at me or just interrupt, by all means, please do.
Perfect. Yeah, I don't have anything, no math up here, just a lot of video games and references
Who
to like
needs
the Epic of
numbers?
Gilgamesh.
No.
So
Let the pocket protector
Yes.
crew figure out the
Hey,
numbers.
if Triceratops could function with the brain of a walnut.
me too.
They always say it was the size of a walnut.
I think so, yeah, but it was
yeah.
a very efficient one, a very
Yeah.
efficient walnut. There's a, I don't know if I've ever had this discussion with you. There's a symbiotic relationship between gaming press or a gaming entity, a
Yes.
media empire, if you will, even in the early stages, the walnut-sized stages, and the folks that make the product.
Yeah.
Well, I remember reading. Actually, I remember experiencing old G4. There was a moment where there was discussion of like, hey, we have to look. We want to speak critically about something. And I don't recall if this was a video game product. But it's like, we want to be critical about something, but we got to remember, like, without that access, we can't speak.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's a hand, someone's getting
Yeah.
fed, and you want to be, speak openly and honestly about something. But at the same time, if that hand says, oh, you bit my knuckle, you're not getting review
Yeah.
code next time. That sounds like an impossible tightrope to walk, and you've been in this industry for eons, and you've been very outspoken, and very authentic. Have you felt that push and pull?
Oh, yeah. And not because I deserve to or that the game company was actually doing something. There was a period of time where I think I wore too many hats. You were there. Remember Halo 3?
I vaguely remember Halo 3. I feel like I saw the trailer, but then there was
And then something happened.
There was a commercial.
Something happened. When we pulled out of the Halo 3 trailer, it was bad. And
let's set the table just a little bit more for the new viewers, because there's a whole new audience watching this new G4. This was a monumental moment.
Yeah, it was the first time as G4 we were broadcasting a press conference in its entirety. It was
Live.
Microsoft. It was in Santa Monica. It was at the Santa Monica High School Stadium. I don't know why I remember that. Oh, that's because I will never forget that week for all of my life.
I was like, I wasn't on site for it, but I was certainly in a G4 control room when it went down. Yeah.
And when they were broadcasting it, they started to cut to commercial. I think it was during the first Mass Effect trailer. And it's like, oh, that's not good. And at midnight, you have to do station identifications. If not, you get fined a few $1,000s, I think by the FCC or somebody. And that was going to happen during the Halo 3 trailer. And I was being asked to take the audience out to break. So for those of you, Jeff Keighley will never make me forget it. You can hear in the video, I'm like, so are you guys enjoying this? And that's me trying to buy time. I'm trying to remember, think of how, maybe the trailer's about to end.
Hold the door.
Yeah, this is exactly.
Are you enjoying this trailer? There's a commercial on the other side.
And then I couldn't do it. I put the mic down, and the mic actually picked this up. If you crank it to 11, I found that out 2 days later. We're like, I am not doing this. I am not going to be the guy who has to take responsibility for doing the dumbest thing in the history of things. Anyway, it was a disaster. The disaster actually gets worse that Friday. I'm not even going to relive that one. I just can't. I will have a panic attack.
We don't want that.
Anyway,
but
as a result of that incident, I was like, can I take over the editorial and how we deal with these things? And it was just because I felt that we needed to save some face in the light of the industry. I was able to repair everything with Microsoft by just saying like, hey, those people aren't there anymore. Those decisions won't be made. You'll be dealing with me. But at that point, I'm hosting the show. I am offering my opinion, and I'm dealing with the game companies. Those three don't work in the best. I wouldn't say I ever softened a critique, but I sometimes got stressed that this opinion is going to have these reverberations.
Interesting.
And I think at the end of the day, I maybe pulled my own punches a couple of times. Not that, once again, not that the opinion changed, but maybe I didn't sharpen my teeth as much. Because it was just like, oh God, and that's the other thing, because everyone thinks, I see a lot of these discussions about the corrupt press and stuff like that. And it's just, if people could make especially people writing about games, if they were able to actually get money from the game companies, they wouldn't live like they have to on these meager salaries. Right. It's absolutely asinine. But when you're doing TV and you need to have content, especially TV, because we can't have more than 22 and a half minutes a day. We can't have less than it either. And so you're always like, we need more, we need more. And so, yeah, you don't really want to go out of your way and make sure that you close the door. And of course, there are some personalities out there that, have done very well for themselves by antagonizing the industry.
Right, that's true.
In and out, and they do fine, and they don't get games.
I was going to say they're not going to have the exclusive access, and that's the road that they've decided
to
try.
And a lot of business models, this one included, like getting that review up on embargo means views. End of story. Like you go a few days later, you have left so much on the table. You've left money on the table, and that's unavoidable.
In honor of that Halo trailer moment, I have to take us to break.
Okay.
I'd love for you to delay me or try to stop me from doing that. If you
Are
don't
you
mind,
enjoying this? Yes.
Are you enjoying this, friends?
Hold the door.
No,
yeah.
Okay, he's actually very good at this. We're going to take a break. When we come back, more with Adam Sessler.
Don't go.
I will not be the one
don't go.
who takes us to break.
At SteelSeries, we make gaming gear so you can be anything you want, except one thing: ordinary. Fight the biggest bad guy you can find. Create something nobody's seen before. Now that's beautiful. Why waste your ammo on this guy? He's so good at games he just nades himself to death. It's up to you how far you go, but whatever you do, go for glory.
Yes, indeedy. Hello there, friends. Welcome back to Attack of the Show presents The Loop. My guest today is Dr. Adam Sessler.
Doctor?
We are knee-deep. I can change it.
No. I mean, originally I was like last break, I was the president of Comcast.
You were legendary president of Comcast.
So is this a PhD doctor or is this a I'm going to cut you open doctor?
Dealer's
It's a
choice.
mail order thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
The certificate is in the mail. You can.
Okay,
you can put it
okay,
up.
yeah.
But, congratulations.
Yeah, I graduated from the University of Lambada and got my doctorate in doctoring.
We are, spoiler, friends, this show normally live. Today, this is pre-recorded.
Yes.
And so if you're chatting along, I hate to burst that bubble, but I guess we could do some generic chat interaction real quick.
Yeah.
That's great. You guys are awesome. Oh, do you see that comment, Adam? Wow.
I love my fans.
They're the best. Wow. F's in chat. Thank you all.
Chat's going crazy.
They're going, it's
Wild.
scrolling so fast. The reason I mentioned we're pre-tape is A, I'm unprofessional and I'd like shattering the fourth wall like Kool-Aid. But B, for the folks that are watching this, we are on the precipice of a Thanksgiving and a Black Friday.
Exactly.
Two great tastes that go great together, apparently.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, and I believe this is airing on a Wednesday, and I just don't want to give anybody the perception that I like them so much that I will fly home the Wednesday of Thanksgiving week.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Sure. Okay, so now the table is set. You have a rich tradition that is the Thanksgiving game.
Yes.
What is this year's Thanksgiving game?
Or
for those who don't know, maybe we take a step back.
let me talk about what my Thanksgiving game is. Is that usually all the major games come out by Thanksgiving. There's an exception this year with Halo Infinite, I guess, campaign. That's coming out 7th or the 9th. I don't know. Whenever our wonderful editorial guy, who isn't me, Danny Pena, hands me a code. Right. So Thanksgiving game was always, I finally got some time off from what was the second busiest time of the year, the other being E3. And it's the game I, by choice, decide to play over the long weekend. And I really I think one time it was Metal Gear Solid 2.
Solid choice.
Yeah, because it's like I fiddled around with it for a while, but I didn't have that time to really. That's a game you got to sit back, relax, and just kind of let the weirdness flow over you. I believe one year there was a Halo that did that. This year, it's tricky. I want to go back to Skyrim.
Okay.
I absolutely adore Forza Horizon 5. I didn't review that one. That one was done by Frost. Excellent review. I've never been a racing car guy, but this one seems to have gotten its hooks in me.
Same.
Also, I'm trying to play through Dark Souls 3. But this has been going on for months. I just keep on dipping into it during a downtime. It's almost like I'm using it as training for Elden Ring. Because I have never ever reviewed a Soulsborne.
Yeah.
I've played them. I don't think I've ever finished. I may have finished Sekiro.
Do you enjoy the process of playing those games? Because I
really like Bloodborne.
Really?
Yeah, that one. Yes, I mean, it's one of those. I was resistant to them at first. I do think they're. I think they're meanly inaccessible. I cannot stand the fans that they have. These are really some of the most rotten people out there. The people who define their self-worth is, I finished Dark Souls 2 twice. It's not that hard. You all suck, people. It's wow.
Yeah.
You just say unscrewable.
And they manage to sound like that.
Tattoo it on your chest.
They manage to sound like that even in text. In the YouTube comments, it's just ASCII dripping out all over the comment section.
Yeah. I never wanted kind of to support their demented, outlook of the world. But they are really cool games. One of the key things.
I just wish I could see chat right now.
Yeah.
I know we just established that this is a pre-record, but I'm sure it's.
I mean, it's it's like Dark Souls fans are the Naruto fans of the modern era.
No.
They're there for me to poke with a stick.
Okay.
And the older I get, their insults are just meaningless. They're like, you're just old. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Yeah. That's just a lack of respect for experience.
Yeah,
that's
exactly
what you're showing, actually.
So I like them. I love the art in those games.
Yeah.
Just the creature design and all that stuff. And, one of my most favorite games ever is Ghosts and Goblins. And I always loved that game because every level was designed so differently than the one before it that became the reward of the game is, ooh, what am I going to see next?
Right.
Anyway, I'm completely stuck on this boss in Dark Souls 3. And it's just one of these days, I just want to get past it.
So this might be a chunk of your Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah,
play?
woe be it to my wife because she knows that I'm playing the Souls game.
Oh, okay.
Because it's wow, didn't know you could string those expletives together in such a clever way. That sounds scary. Or because she's a lawyer, and during COVID, she's also on with other lawyers or maybe with a judge.
Yeah.
Hear this whack and fraz and daz and do.
The Zoom noise suppression can't filter out all those words.
It also happened when we were reviewing Back for Blood. I was playing with other people on X-Play, and I kept on referring to one of the enemies as Mr. Handsy. He's got a really big hand, and I guess she was deposing somebody.
No, Mr. Handsy!
It's Mr. Handsy, stop it, Mr. Handsy. And, they have no context for this, and they're like, wow, nice household you got there.
That's all the context they need.
Yep.
Oh God. Okay, and then so Black Friday's upon us as well, and for some that is a rich tradition of sleep deprivation and stepping on necks to save a couple dollars on a Blu-ray.
And like really exporting images of America that only can warm the cockles of the rest of the planet. Especially the ones where like, wow, what they're killing each other over a Cabbage Patch Kid, and I would like to feed my child.
Dare to dream.
Yeah.
Now I still see slick deals spreadsheets with shout outs to the big box retailers are going to drop the price of something by $10 to try to get you in, which, $10, it's a steep drop.
Yeah.
But in the day and age of digital delivery and plenty of developers and publishers offering coupon codes directly and whatnot, like does Black Friday still have a big meaning? No.
Well, also you need to have a supply chain that isn't like, my colon down at the San Pedro docks here. What?
if we
can't
were
get
live,
some Metamucil sponsorship in
if we
this
were
house?
live, I would ask Discord for a Photoshop of that right now. But no, unfortunately.
So
not.
yeah, it's still gonna be very, very, very hard to get a new console.
Yeah.
It's very, very easy to get a game because it's digital, and obviously during COVID, because so many people play games. I mean, the industry wasn't hurting.
Right.
In terms of getting games out was hard, but in terms of games being available. But I would say that the use of digital, downloads just accelerated faster than anyone expected because, like, did you want to risk your life to go into a GameStop?
Right.
I mean,
people were long predicting the shift to digital, obviously, and there were many charts and many graphs from publishers, developers, and retailers with that chart. And you just dialed it up. You sped it up like 5 years because of the pandemic.
Yeah, and which is fine. I'm not, I'm not a huge fan of like game packaging. I don't think it's great for the environment. I don't know how much we are going to change the world if we get rid of that. But I had to get rid of all of my game packaging when I moved back to San Francisco from Los Angeles because LA apartments are big. San Francisco apartments are kind of like Manhattan and Tokyo.
Yeah.
And like I didn't have the space. So I had to throw those out and put them into binders. Also, I don't even like special editions of games. Like,
really?
It's like the games aren't attractive. It's like the same problem that really plagues horror books in sci-fi novels. It's like I probably read more of them if they didn't look so ungainly when you're holding them in your hands and you're out in public. Right. And just game packaging is just like it's ugly.
But so are we talking like throughout your career amassing physical copies, limited edition things, special editions, press, unique collectibles and what?
I have a handful of those. There's a few neat things I've received over my years.
You kept some of those.
Yeah, I have the Scarborough Fair gun from Bayonetta that's in like a glass case. They made only a limited number of those, and it's just so cool. And like I got this 9-year-old godson who like doesn't really understand why a grown person that complains about his back all the time has access to all of these cool things that he can only dream of. So
but the process of paring the other stuff down, was that difficult or emotional or surprising?
No, getting rid of the packaging. I had to go through like half a bottle of Makers with my wife going like, "You're doing great, baby. You're doing great." Yeah, I mean, it was probably the closest I'll ever get to giving birth. That kind of like meaningless encouragement and like some degree of opioids as well.
Sure.
It was tough, but once it was over, it's like I didn't miss any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Look, here's another thing. I don't hold on to my old consoles.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have enough space.
You donate, you trade in?
I usually give it to like some of my friends that like, don't like aren't like as into gaming or, they don't have the money or something like that. Yeah, it's that way like I can talk to them about things in my life. It's kind of essential. They're like, now I can be like, hey, you play that Spider-Man game now that I gave you that PlayStation 4? And then
it's just funny that I don't know, and we've never had a conversation that would lead me this way. I've never seen photos of a man cave or a gaming den or whatever your setup is, but for some reason I imagine you with like a tasteful LED lighting strip, backlighting, some sort of fiberglass structure with your collectibles and your years of game collections and your whatnot.
I have a bookcase that's filled with comic books, like hardbound collected editions, because I think those are good. I have a really big Captain Quark model I got from Insomniac, the Scarborough Fair.
Cool. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't fetishize that stuff. I know everyone thinks that I look like other people's desks, but yeah, I kind of like the clean lines and a nice sofa. So
love it. I like appeasing our corporate overlords.
Oh, yeah.
And I love ad
Do
breaks.
they need a back rub or something like that?
We're going to give them one right now in the form of a commercial break. When we come back, we actually have your questions for Adam Sessler plus a fun X-Play related game. You don't want to miss it.
Ooh,
or maybe you do. I don't know. I'm not you. You live your life. But we'll be back after this.
I'm into games.
Come on, guys, let's get the W.
I'm winning.
If you really want to win this, we should do the
Pre-draft ritual! Let's do that! I am going!
Oh, crap. We dropped 5 minutes ago and we were killed immediately. That's my bad. Yeah, GG's though.
Hi, I'm the Black Hokage. You could game with any network that never stopped gaming, or just G4. Before I moved to LA, I considered calling myself the Florida Hokage, but I don't get day drunk enough.
Hi, I'm Kasim G. You could game with any network that never stopped gaming, or just G4. People say I'm the most handsome G4 host, and I've asked both my parents.
Hi, my name is Kevin Pereira. You could game with any network that never stopped gaming, or just G4. Sometimes, I wonder if my entire life is in a snow globe, inside a YouTube Let's Play.
You could game with any network that never stopped gaming, or just G4. My favorite League of Legends character? The sexy one with weird ears.
Hi, my name is Avali May. You could game with any network that never stopped gaming, or just G4. My life is like a dating simulator coded by my mortal enemy.
My name is Gerard Khalil. You could game with any network that never stopped gaming, or just G4. Life is a speed run that beats you.
You could game with any network that never stopped gaming, or just with G4. Can you guys add like the Disney? People tell me I look like a young Kurt Cobain, played by an average-looking sketch comedian.
Alrighty, friends. Hi, it's me, Kevin Pereira. Unimportant at best. My guest today is X-Play's host, gaming journalist, iconic, legendary visionary, Dr. Adam Sessler.
I like being a doctor.
The president of Comcast. I'm just
President
whipping
of
them all
Comcast,
together.
yeah, and the United Nations.
That's right. We're going to have to go 17 by 9 just to fit your lower third on the screen.
Yeah.
Just have to add some extra real estate.
Xavier is really the fault of that. I'm like, I want more names.
He's got such a title.
Yeah, and now King has been added to it, which I'm just like, okay, now he's royal.
He's an endless scroll, and we love him for it. Now, Adam, we are not live at the moment, unfortunately, because, again, the engagement...
We have passed away.
No.
Yeah, we've passed on.
This broadcast is pre-taped, but we didn't let that get in the way of hearing from the amazing fan base that you have. We asked the G4 TV audience if they had any questions for you. Turns out they did, so it's time for a brand new segment, because we have never done this before.
Oh, so it's like a world record.
Literally, yes. You're a record-breaking guest, Adam.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's something we call Chat Has Questions, We Have Answers. Let's answer them.
That's an amazing segment name.
Wait, but there's the graphic. When you see it, it'll be there.
Oh.
You better believe.
It'll be pretty sweet.
And now a massive reaction to that amazing graphic.
Whoa!
We outdid ourselves this time, didn't we?
Wow. There was like 10 to 15 minutes put into that.
Literally dozens of minutes put into that.
Wow. I got to try that sometime.
All right, so chat had some questions. We have answers. We're going to answer them right now.
Okay.
Adam Sessler, in no particular order. Here come your questions, good sir.
All right.
Let's fire them up. And when you see them, you're going to know that someone from chat asked this of you.
Really?
And it's going to be filtered through me and these screens. And once they're up,
what a revolutionary format.
hey, there we go. Old redacted username asks, hey, Adam, how do you feel about VR and the implications of large-scale creative and social spaces such as VR Chat Neos, VR, and Rec Room? Oh, I think there's supposed to be a comma there. So VR Chat Neos, which I'm not familiar with. Maybe this person works for Neos. And this is free advertising.
Great, possible.
Great move to put yourself there. But yeah, VR and VR spaces, let's say, communal spaces. Have you spent much time in them?
No. And it's not like I'm against VR. I'm actually in a VR game. Yeah. It came from Twisted Pixel. I'm blanking on the name because I did the VO for it a long time ago. I'm going to have to remember later.
That's okay. Chat will correct us.
Right now.
Chat is going to correct us. Don't worry about it. We'll get there. But okay, so let's maybe we'll have a broader VR conversation, but also the VR space thing. Have you done a VR chat or done any Rec Room or anything
No,
like that?
I haven't done any of that. I'm not really... I think the biggest issue with VR still is they need to make it more accessible to more people, not just with cost, but like I don't have the space. Like, we were talking about earlier, I had to get rid of the boxes for my games.
Right.
And it's kind of like, VR as it was originally conceived, I think imagined that its early adopters would all be living in the suburbs and that they had, and didn't drive, so they had space in their garage. I don't have that. I also very strongly believe that VR is going to become more widely accepted, not on the backs of games this time. Because I think it's still very hard to sort of program and really maximize something in VR that works and feels essential. I think sports are going to be the biggest thing for VR.
Oh, interesting.
Because imagine, like, pay a few $100s and you can sell an infinite number of 50-yard line tickets to the Super Bowl.
Right.
Or like, I love boxing. As much as I love being back at G4, I do not think it's ever going to allow me to buy the front row ticket to a prize fighter match. And I love boxing. But hold on, I'll pay a few $100s so I can at least be that close to the sweat flying off of someone's face.
Right, you want it hitting
when they get hit.
lens.
Yeah.
You want to have to wipe it
and
off.
something like that. I really see that being the big push. In terms of the stuff like the chat, being in kind of a virtual space with other people, I think it's cool, though I don't think it's essential. I don't think it solves a problem that exists, but it might create more problems. Look, like the harassment thing is real.
Yeah.
And I just think sometimes we get seduced. Well, this is just a very Silicon Valley thing. It's like most of them are blithering idiots down there, I think. If you're paying attention to the Theranos trial and everything, you're kind of like, how did this happen? It's like everyone is just this kind of like just echo chamber. And I think unfortunately, a lot of VR and the whole conversation around metaverse is just this kind of thing where they're like, I think the idiots out there want this idiotic thing that we're devising. Like, that's really how I do think people think out there. And once again, it's just, I don't think anyone's clamoring for VR because there's not that thing lacking in their lives that VR solves.
Yeah. Oh, yes, Vanessa.
I just looked it up. Is that video game Wilson's Heart?
Yes,
Adam?
Wilson's Heart. Yes. That's
Fantastic. Additionally, there is also a Creed VR boxing game that is amazing and a fantastic workout. And also, you just made me realize that I am dressed like the Theranos lady.
No, you're not. You are.
Yeah,
you are.
yeah.
You know what?
Vanessa's very well funded.
Pretend that I'm Walgreens and you can almost bankrupt me.
Write a big check.
Yeah.
There's
Sell
gonna
you
be
a lie.
blood on the floor behind the stage. Because
Exactly.
apparently that's something that happened in their weird Keurig testing machines that would just kind of spin it around.
Which, I just love they spun it and then they just went over to the drugstore and did the actual.
test. But no, so there, I mean, obviously, okay, the Creed boxing experience is one that sticks out for Vanessa. Half-Life Alyx for me was sort of like, wow, this is amazing. And then I hung up my headset.
Yep, exactly.
Which statistically, overwhelmingly, the majority of VR headsets get used within the first like 72 hours. It's like the first week of ownership. And then they all get hung out.
Because it requires too much of the user.
Yeah.
You know, and I tip my hat to people that are committed to VR. I'm not going to ever disabuse someone of enjoying something they're doing, except for fascism.
Sure.
That I will disabuse you of. But it's just, I think we are so far out from wide acceptance because something essential hasn't been done with it. And I think sports are the right avenue for that.
The number of times I've been excited, I've owned every Oculi and Vive that you can, and every time one comes around, I am excited by the new bells and whistles, the new Guardian, the video pass-through, the whatever it is, and I usually get two of them and try to entice the wife to get into that VR community as well, and we'll play a couple hands of poker, or maybe we'll do some rec room or a little VR chat. Inevitably, she will be harassed in a VR space. I will do my best to diffuse it or make a portal and warp us to another area. And then the next night we're back to streaming Netflix or holding controllers.
So much about tech and the tech industry, and not the games industry, is predicated either on like human beings aren't inherently evil, or they're not. I don't even think human beings are evil. They're just awful. Or like kind of the Zuckerberg approach, which is more like, you know, somehow not having any moral values whatsoever is like, you know, one's highest calling, and so you don't pass judgment.
Well, their mission as well, their stated mission, and if you ask any Facebook employee or Meta employee now,
it's not Meta.
No, it's not. It's not.
It sucks. I actually have a good friend that's named Mita, and so when then suddenly, you know, they make that change, and I saw her name, and I'm like, oh boy,
they got permission.
Yeah.
No, their stated mission and goal is to connect everyone. They're on a mission to connect everyone, but it seems like in that pursuit, which righteous or not, in that pursuit, they didn't stop and think, should everyone be connected? And what tools and moderation and stop gaps need to be put in place so that when the wrong dot gets connected to everyone else, how can you mitigate the damage from that?
No, it's just, and you know what? There's one other person that, you know, was kind of fascinated by connection, and it was Kojima, and we got Death Stranding out of it. I would really prefer Death Stranding to January 6th. That's kind of, I mean, I don't think that's even a value judgment.
And we did it. If at home you had January 6th, the metaverse and VR chat on your bingo card, lucky you. Check the tally. When we come back from the break, we'll see if your bingo is valid, and we'll have more questions for Adam.
B-I-N-G-O.
We got through one, and we can't license that. Adam, that's not in our library. That's not, it's definitely not a...
What's his name?
Does bingo belong to the people?
I think it does.
Is it Creative Commons? Welcome back to Attack of the Show presents The Loop. I'm Kevin Pereira. My guest today is Adam Sessler, and chat has questions. We have answers, and we're going to continue on with this one. And maybe I won't ask 40 follow-ups. We can get through more of the chat questions.
Okay. They need their day in the sun.
Well, let's get to it right now. Yes, shine the bright light that is the beacon of questioning from our dear chatters. Our next question is from the actual devil. Surprise, surprise. Big fan.
Better than all those fake devils.
From the Dark Souls community. If you were trapped on an island with all the other G4 hosts with no food, who's getting eaten first? I'm right here, Adam.
I mean, well, no, I was thinking
right
Kasim.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
It's
that's
just,
fair.
it's just like, yeah, B-Dave is like, there's more of him. Mm-hmm. He's our tallest.
Yep.
But I think we could catch Kasim pretty easily and subdue him. That's my sense.
He's like Kobe beef. He seems very relaxed. He eats very well. He's easy to catch.
Sure.
His marbling must be fantastic.
Yeah, you might be onto something there. Do we know if anyone rubs his belly?
I know he does constantly.
Oh, well, then,
when he comes to my desk, he kicks
so.
a foot up on it and then just starts massaging his stomach while he asks me how my morning's going.
Then you know what?
And doesn't listen to the answer.
Definitely Kasim. Yeah.
How do you catch a Kasim? Is it like a ruler on a cardboard box?
Oh, I think you just lay out the spikes.
That's it.
And then you chase him and he'll like step on them and yeah. He's
Okay.
like, I can't move. We're like, that's the point.
Nah, I can't move, guys.
Yeah.
Guys. Nah, I can't cast him today. No register. All right, there you go. Kasim, sorry, buddy. Love you, but apparently your dinner first. All right, next question from our community. Mega Plushie asks, knife or bat?
Knife. Yeah.
I appreciate
I went to the kind of high school where like these were like questions that were asked. And
by the teachers. Well, they were issuing you your weapons when you checked in the class.
Knife or bat, cake or death. The guys who tried to like charge on people with bats at school. This is El Cerrito High School.
I know El
Richmond
Cerrito.
Unified School District. Yeah, if you know El Cerrito, it was not for the good things. like Skyline High School in Oakland, where like Tom Hanks graduated from. Like they're like, we will not play you in football because we sucked at football, but we were really good for the post game fight.
We'd get you in the bleachers.
Yeah,
that's where we win the game. Is the parking lot. You're not getting to your Miata.
Yeah, when I saw fights with bats, it's like those things like they always came like charging in, like kind of like really telegraphing like something's gonna happen. Yeah. Knifings are kind of like you just like kind of walk down the hall, stick it in, and keep going. So, and I think that's more my style.
El Cerrito represent.
Yeah, they made me the man I am today.
I like that. Just the question of knife or bat could have, warranted 2 or 3 follow-ups, but for you, it was just a second of consideration and directly to knife.
Yeah,
okay,
knife.
There we go. Next question from our chat. We've got Minty says, Adam, given your tenure in the games industry, does the Activision situation today make you feel like there has been any progress in the games industry at all for equality? Or has nothing changed? Now,
yes.
A disclaimer before we answer this. This is a pre-tape.
Yeah.
And history is happening
as of now,
while we're discussing.
Bobby Kotick is still at Activision.
Right.
I have every hope, and I have actual professional thoughts that he will not be here even by the end of this week that we're taping. I think the hole has gotten too deep. Even though the board expressed their support, if you go back and you read the board's decision.
I was just going to ask you about that because, okay, we are taping this about a day after the big article hit.
Yeah, in the Wall Street Journal.
Wall Street Journal claiming that Bobby was a
good reporting. Wow.
Yeah.
That's quite the piece.
Yeah. And we're a day later, and the board, as you referenced, released a statement supposedly supporting Bobby.
It was. Now, if you go back, yes, it's a statement in support. It makes absolutely no case where they say Bobby Kotick is essential to stay at the helm of Activision and righting the ship. It says something that's so pro forma, like you can imagine an old, like an AI, on a Commodore 64 would have produced something like this. And so I think it's, it was kind of to assuage the markets, or I would even wonder to test the markets to see if the share price in Activision dropped. Now, the question is, did it
Understandably.
drop because Kotick might leave or because Kotick is there?
So you think that release potentially could be A/B testing the market's reaction to supporting
just
him
because
or
the
dumping
board
him?
said that, and one thing that we do know is that Kotick has stacked the board with a lot of loyalists, but at the end of the day, they have a fiduciary duty to the shareholders. And the one thing I'm fairly certain of is that if they want to, and I hope they do, the SEC vis-a-vis the Department of Justice can take action now against Kotick. He clearly misled investors. I mean, he went to the trouble. They hired a law firm. This was all part of the old revelation back in the summer, that they hired a very respected law firm that came in to audit this sexual harassment problem there at Activision and pretty much gave him a clean bill of health. We now, that obviously was passed on to the shareholders. We now know that Kotick, who could have said, hey, well, I was told it was fine, and he knew it wasn't fine. That's what the article really points out. And that could mean that he was misleading shareholders. At that point, if the board feels like, okay, there might be charges brought against him by the feds, that's going to just suddenly turn the share price of Activision into just a top, and you're going to need to kind of stabilize the ship there. Capitalism is going to be the sole deciding factor to remove him. I don't think he has the moral authority to run that company, either. But unfortunately, that's kind of the world that we live in. That's not enough in most cases.
And so to that question then of, are we surprised that the Blizzard Activision situation exists today? Has the industry made progress from,
I do. I don't think it's massive progress. The fact that these situations came to light, and there was widespread intolerance that this could be allowed to go on, or that this was allowed to go on in the fashion that it did. Obviously, this hit Ubisoft as well. This has hit a lot of companies, and it's not like suddenly the problem emerged in the last 2 years. This was endemic. And it's not even just endemic to games, but games really do have a lopsidedness in gender.
Yeah.
And so they can be really, really ugly within the game industry.
I've heard film and television also has issues.
Oh,
I've heard manufacturing has issues. I've heard
it's
warehousing.
Remember earlier in this show when I said I don't really have much care for human nature? Yeah. I mean, but the thing is, we're actually bringing it to light. And I think that's good. I think there will be progress. It's one of the reasons I'm really happy here at G4 because I've seen it firsthand. That I've never counted. There's a lot of women that work on XPlay. I think there's a lot of women that work on Attack of the Show, and that's going to prevent certain things from happening in the content of the show. And things. You go back. What was that? It was one of the Kardashians. I never knew what they sounded like. It was on 24 hours a day at old G4.
Yeah.
Still don't know what they sound like.
You weren't keeping up with them? I mean, it was on the monitors everywhere.
Right, but there was no volume control.
Sure.
So they could have sounded like James Earl Jones for all I know.
Just imagine vocal
Anyway, so
fry.
remember one of the Kardashians did that ad for, I think, Pepsi?
Yes, where they're quelling a riot. Was that Kendall?
That was Kylie.
Kylie?
I believe. It was either Kylie or Kendall.
It was, I'm a Pepsi.
Yeah.
And the world's a better place. The riot is quelled. The uprising's done.
A lot of people were like, how on earth does that much money get spent? That was like a 90-second ad. This was not a small production by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
I mean, this went through a lot of hands. But if all the hands look like the same person, and I know at the time, I think the head of the agency inside Pepsi actually was female and a person of color. I might be wrong on that. But still, it's like if most of the hands are the same, then you don't have that person in the room who goes, or maybe you do have that person in the room, but if all the other hands are the same, they're like, we've heard that before.
Right. There's enough checks. It's the checks and balances, the gaze upon the product which is being checked, all the eyes look the same though. So it's really not a thorough check.
So I think one of the things with what's happening with Activision, what's happening within the industry writ large, what's happening in a lot of American society, that it's one of those where it's never going to change fast enough, and that's good. That's the only way to move things forward. But I also sometimes just want to worry. I don't want people to become too despondent where I'm going to say, no, nothing has changed. You see that a lot because there is such a sense of like, oh my God, not again. And it's like you do. But I've been in this industry long enough. Things have changed. They still have to keep changing. So.
Fair point. Let's do one more question before we take a break.
Okay.
Vanessa, do we have another one here? We have Kadosho says, Q for Adam. What titles are your picks for Game of the Year?
Some games. I mean, look, there's some that I love Ratchet and Clank. I love Psychonauts 2. I love Death's Door. I love Forza Horizon 5. I love Deathloop. I really didn't like Metroid Dread, which I'm notorious for. Me and David Jaffe, the original creator of the original God of War series.
Yeah.
He and I are absolutely simpatico on that. So the only thing I'm going to say that is not in contention on my list, we do not plan to have a monolithic list.
Sure.
In fact, we could talk about that. I don't like monolithic outlets.
Yeah, so what's the process for, like, X-Play's Game of the Year?
Oh, I have no idea. like we're only in November and we just launched. Like, that sounds like a millennia off.
Sure.
So,
okay.
But I can tell you, everybody working on X-Play has a list in their head. And that's what I would like to tap into, is like, let's learn about everybody and what they like, rather than we need to get in a room and fight and come up with a big compromise.
Right. So, well, but okay, before we do the break thing.
Yeah.
Metroid Dread.
Yeah. Look, it's not that good. It's not the worst game. This game did not come over to my house and shotgun my squirrel or something like that. It's just not good. Aesthetically, it doesn't look that good. It's like, ugh. And all these things that everyone keeps on defending, saying like, oh, but that's what Metroid is like. That's what Metroid is like. I don't buy into that. Metroid was the way it was back in like the 80s. Because like no one really understood game design for a home console yet. And so I'm going to forgive that. You know, they're like, well, that's what Metroid is like. And like, as I like to say, just because you poop your pants on Tuesday and no one says anything doesn't mean it's a good idea to do it in the temple on Sabbath. It's like it's the stupidest. It's like, oh no, but that's how things were. Okay, let's like drown women to find out if they're witches. It's like, no. It's like contemporary game design should be designed so most people can like get something out of it. And here they're hiding stuff behind walls. You have to. It's not even the backtracking. The map sucks. And everyone's like excusing it, like, oh, look, Grandma didn't say something racist at dinner, so like let's applaud Metroid. Oh, it's like the Dark Souls of fans.
The controls are okay, though, right?
They're fine.
That was the note I wanted to go to break on. We'll be back with more Adam Sessler after this.
I mean, seriously. Metroid.
Son. We're arming BasketBot with a handful of infants, and we're going to see who can catch the most. Avali is, in fact, going first. Thank you, Will. BasketBot, do your dirtiest. Okay, baby one, right into the clutches of Avali. That's a good catch. Okay,
I only had one baby to catch? That's pretty good. Wait, what? Master Chief?
Oh, baby.
What? No, baby was... Okay. Is there another baby coming?
Oh, no, and the car alarm's going off.
The baby is
We got two babies down.
Oh, you hate to see it.
Oh, no, Will, what happened out there? What? I missed a lot.
We got a lot of dead babies out here, Kevin.
Oh, no, you hate to see it, Will. I can smell the plastic baby heads melting against the asphalt right now. Avali, you monster.
On your marks. Get set. Throw that baby!
Oh, yeah, you want no problem. Keeping his eyes on the window, tucking the baby beneath the armpit. Up, launch. Oh, you got one up the door frame. That one's tough. You hate to see it. This one could cinch it right here on the final baby. Out the window. William Nefferson. Will he win down to the bay? That's it. That's a success. Success for William Nefferson. Avali's in disbelief. The play was dead, and now the baby is too. Wow. That's content, friends. That is content.
That's not fatherly behavior.
It is for here. The judges are saying that Will won it. Absolutely. Okay, and wow, okay. Babies are bouncing off the glass. See if we can get one in. Oh, no. Come on, Will. Let's see if we can make this happen. Here it comes. Whipping it. Oh!
He caught it by the
Back to the foam pit it goes. All right. We are back with gaming industry icon, X-Play's own Adam Sessler. Yeah.
Not like Carl Icon, but...
Nope.
Yeah, corporate raider
More like the ones on the
extraordinaire.
desktop. No.
We
Click and drag. We go to the recycle bin. We yanked you out.
Oh,
put you on
that's true.
The desktop that is this, this network.
Instead of empty trash, it's now like nope. We actually
knew
need that
better
script.
than to permanently scrub the hard drive of your bits, Adam.
It's a good idea.
We knew better. We are neck deep now in a Q&A segment. Time is rapidly running out on this program, but I'd love to get to some more of these questions and answers if we can. So let's get back to it. Chat, you had questions. We have answers. I think that's a motto for an office supply company. I'm not quite sure, but hey, Adam, you are the... Oh, hey, Adam, asked Jordan.
Oh, I love how you are the coolest person.
That's on me. I'm so sorry.
No, that's pretty good. We could skip past that one if he's the coolest person. No, this is from not Adam Sessler. Hey, Adam, you are the coolest person to me. I don't have any big questions, but what or who got you into gaming, and what games are you playing nowadays? Okay, we kind of touched on that. Oh, but there's a second half.
Ooh.
Also, any head care tips for someone who recently became bald? This is by passing by the car. The what? I cannot see it. It might look big on your screen, but it's not. Passing by the screen.
Passing by the SCR.
SCR?
The SCR.
Sure. The old
stand for
SCR.
something?
Screen? The scene? The screen?
The scram. So what got me into gaming? This is kind of sad and pathetic. A need for friends. It's
Was this like an arcade sort of thing?
No,
Like there was a blinky screen?
I did like arcades. I liked playing Ghosts and Goblins at the arcade. But it was also, it's like when the Nintendo came out, like the original NES, I really, really, really wanted it because I really liked Super Mario Brothers. Like I just wanted to play that game. I think I never had this confirmed by my parents. Like where I went to school in Berkeley, California, it was a private school, and the majority of my friends were quite wealthy. I was not. And I think that my parents always knew that I was kind of like painfully aware when I went to their houses for the weekend. I was like, this sure isn't like my house.
Yeah. I keep banging my shins on cool toys.
And that,
Why doesn't this happen around my parts?
The NES might give me kind of a leg up. I mean, I definitely have more friends coming over to my house in a short period of time. And so, and I just love playing it. And also back then, once again, I wasn't getting games all the time. I was rarely getting, you couldn't rent games. Right. Back then, like Blockbuster, barely existed and they hadn't gotten into games. And so like you enjoyed what you had. I'm really glad it was Super Mario Brothers, and eventually this game called Metroid. Yes, I have played it, Internet. I played the Metroid. That doesn't mean like just by playing it, I have to like every version of it.
I guess you're more of an Xbox guy. Yeah, that's fine.
It's like it's like a James Bond fan was like just loved Lazenby as much as Connery. So God, Metroid fans. Anyway.
But so as an entry point to socialization, this is what this was the milkshake that brought the boys to your proverbial yard.
Yeah, and then when I'm playing nowadays, we were just talking about all that. Now ball tips.
Yeah, now this is a big one.
Important.
My brother ventured down the rabbit hole of head care at around the age of 26, 27 years old, and he still struggles with the regimen to this day. I'm not quite sure how.
Okay, so important things. You probably want to start wearing hats. I really recommend that. At the very least, put sunscreen on your head.
Yeah.
It will burn. It hurts like hell. The hair was protecting you from that before. Put moisturizer on the top of your head. It will dry out. And you can get pimples on your head as well. So you might want to just kind of bear that in mind. That can come from wearing a hat, actually. It's a horrible irony. The other thing is, as I did, wear a beard. Some people look great with with a shaved head and nothing here. I look like I went through chemo.
So you just take the Woolly Willy and shake some of the metal shavings down to the bottom.
This is the stuff that you can obsess about. Like I like nice straight lines, like in my beard. I enjoy getting it. It's like that way you can still do like what is among the more masculine of activities outside of like race car driving, which is getting a nice shave with the straight razor.
Yeah, it's manscaping. Everybody knows that. It's right there at the top of the list.
Yeah.
And now when you create a character, when you're diving into Skyrim again.
Oh, bald.
So you don't escape into dangly golden physics-based
how
blocks.
irate I was last year about Animal Crossing and that a bald option was not there from the get-go.
We like to think representation in gaming is is
Yeah.
so far advanced, but no bald option?
No bald option.
Now, was that in the summer update? Was that in the most recent?
I don't know. Like everyone
And you
else,
should've
played
known.
it
You
quite
should've go back
obsessively
to
for a month and a half, and then eventually I saw what other people were doing on social media. I'm like, I'm never gonna pull that off.
Yes.
And so I just gave up.
I came across a tweet that was like, you can use these recessed lights in your kitchen to add a splash. I was like, this is a game?
Yeah,
No,
it's just,
I need to fix the lights in an actual kitchen. I don't have time for these virtual chores.
And someone else said, like, this feels like chores. I'm like, that's what it is.
Yeah, welcome to gaming.
But somehow I can complete them here.
Right. Well seated. I didn't have to
watch me pay off my debt. Not in real life, but.
As of an update, you can be bald in Animal Crossing, and they added another curly-haired option as well.
Wow. I mean, I guess that's the other thing. It's like, you know this from Nintendo. Remember, like, with the Wii, they had the motion board, or whatever it was.
Yeah, the Wii Fit board.
Yeah, for Wii Fit. And like when they showed it off the first time, like they showed that like when it measured your weight, it would actually change your
Mii would be updated. You couldn't escape.
And everybody in North America was like, that ain't gonna work here. But like it kind of like there is that kind of thinking in Japan. Like, you know, once again, my wife, you know, was born in Korea. She understands the East Asian culture of shame. And it does not work as well here. So that's why I think the lack of bald characters in Animal Crossing did denote something. It was a judgment. I think I am found lacking. I really do think so.
The conspiracy hath been revealed.
Yeah.
Let's do one more question. I'm asking the room. Great. Jordan says, hey, Adam, what's your favorite LA burger place? Is it Pie and Burger or Apple Pan?
Oh, it's Apple Pan.
Yes!
Yeah,
okay.
It's Apple Pan.
Now,
I don't even know what this pie and burger is, but when you said it, I'm like, what kind of Apple Pan ripoff is this? Apple Pan is one of the best burgers.
Okay, now, pardon my ignorance. I've had many a burger, have not had the Apple Pan experience. So
it's on Pico, right by Westwood. It's across from that mall that doesn't exist. I think it's a Google, or it was going to be a Google office.
Now, let's assume I can ask an AI to get me there. What will be the burger experience of the Apple Pan burger?
That's the other thing, is that the Apple Pan experience, the building itself, I think it was constructed in the late 20s or 30s, and it looks really odd on the block that it's on. The only seating is on a horseshoe counter. And the place is popular enough that people go in and they just kind of stand against the wall. And it's got this whole quality where you stand against the wall and you just know where you are in line. You don't, you know, there's no one's waiting in line.
No take a number. There's no excuse me. It's
you know, and then there's another custom where if you're by yourself, you kind of say, hey, I'm a single, if only one opens up. And then like you try to figure out somebody, like someone will go, actually, I'm a single too. I was here before you. It's in like a lot of guidebooks, and tourists panic.
If you're taking notes at home, Adam was asked what the best burger is. Thus far, we know where the building is, what the building looks like. We know what materials the interior is made of. We know the seating arrangements. We don't know which burger to get yet. We have no idea if they have meat patties.
There's two burgers.
This has got to inform the way you review video games as well.
There's the hickory burger. And Vanessa, what's the other one? Is it just a burger? It's not. There's a hickory and a barbecue or something.
The hickory burger is the OG, which is the one that has the hickory sauce, not to be confused with ketchup. The steak burger is the one that is more relish and pickle based. For COVID, they switched to outdoor seating.
Ooh, that ruins everything. But anyway.
It's like, because I can tell so much of Apple Pan is experience for you.
They have mastered the art of proportionality in a burger. And they understand the importance of one key element that I think gets overlooked, which is iceberg lettuce. And it's like, because like, if you want to really upset me with burgers, put on some dark greens. It's like, because like, it's not like burgers must have lettuce.
Some sauteed spinach or something.
Burgers must have crunch to go with everything else. Right. And guess what? I love a dark green salad. I don't even mind kale. Not on my burger. You know, I need the crunch, and they just stack it thick with good crunchy, some of the best iceberg lettuce this side of the Midwest.
So as much as I know you love quantifying these reviews, 5 out of 5?
Oh, yeah. It's like a 6 out of 5.
Okay. Well,
I have a different scale when it comes to things other than games.
The burger scale breaks mathematics. I don't know how that works, but when we come back, Adam will be rating and reviewing a bunch of other things, assigning numbers.
Important.
To that which he loves. The Metacritic will be unleashed when we come back. More with Adam Sessler.
Spider-Man.
Hey there, everybody. It's Attack of the Show presents The Loop. I'm Kevin Pereira. My guest today is Adam Sessler, and thanks to him, I've got the Apple Pan website open on my
because
my
it's
laptop.
good.
I get it now. So, okay, so with the review thing, so many game companies maybe didn't do themselves a favor by putting the number on the box. Maybe they didn't have a choice. A number seems like, well, I don't know if your scale's out of 5 or out of 10.
We're out of 5.
Right. No, I'm in general. Like, I don't know.
Because
Because sites shift and they change, right? So you're out of 5, another site's out of 10.
Yeah.
You give a game a 5, that could be very damning on like a Metacritic or an aggregator.
Oh, God.
Unless they're weighing something
You said
properly.
Metacritic.
I know. Well, So that's why I bring it up. Because a lot of people rely on the Rotten Tomatoes of the gaming world.
Oh, my God. Which is crazy because, like, it's 50%. Oh. Yeah, Rotten. Also, it's like we're fresh. It's like, what? Oh, yeah. And I just, Metacritic, the guy who used to run Metacritic, he and I, like, we did not see eye to eye. He tried to tell me what our scores meant one time. I didn't want to be on Metacritic. Because
you didn't want X-Play numbers ending up on Metacritic.
Because I know how that site, I don't think it's used as much anymore. That site was used for bonuses for people who make games.
Right.
And it's like, no, I'm just a critic. It's like, and also I think it's even suspect how much reviews affect the sales of most games. I think they can affect the sales of some single player games that are out there because that's sometimes the diciest purchase because the replayability is low. Not that I give a crap about replayability, but I know consumers do. And it's also, I just don't like the scores. The scores are there just because it's like, it's a good way to end a video. It's like, we've been doing them without scores and there just is that like, is the video over? It just doesn't have that tonal close to it. And also, it's
until
like,
I get the hit the subscribe and drop an elbow on the bell,
and
the video doesn't feel over.
People, they're like, what would you give it? I'm like, I don't know. I liked it. And it's like, I never have come up with the score. Like, I'm playing it. I'm like, well, this is a 2. I'm actually thinking, well, I don't like it because of this, this, and this. And I start to formulate it. And I'm like, well, given how I feel about the game, the shorthand for those feelings tends to be this. But I do not start with the score. I never want to start with the score. I just more or less just like, I guess if someone really is like driving past me and I can say one thing to them about a game, I can go 3. And that's it.
Right. That's so tough too. Cause like what makes, I know you offer like a score for the holistic experience that is the game, but if you're like, let's just breaking down the graphics of something like an indie game that relies on a black and white color palette of pixel art.
Yeah.
Versus...
There's actually a phenomenal game that's out there right now called Unsighted. And it's doing kind of like it's somewhere between 8 and 16-bit, like, the really blocky graphics.
Yeah.
This is like a Metroidvania. Very, very interesting how they're putting the whole thing together. But yeah, graphically, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the 16-bit graphics because I don't understand why you would ever do that by choice. Because I had to live with it. More, I struggle with like kind of the depth perception challenges that it presents. But regardless,
it's stunning though. I'm looking at unsighted imagery
but
here.
It's one of those games like this game is great. Like really, really, really good, but no one's gonna like go crazy about the graphics. I mean, same with Tetris, one of the best games in the world. And it's like you would never say it's good on graphics, good on audio, good on controls or anything like that. It's just genius.
On the spinach green battery draining screen of my Game Boy, it was fine. But I will say, in VR and even on an OLED, the Tetris Effect.
Oh, Tetris Effect
in 4K.
Is like, it's so good.
Is a great argument for graphics and gaming.
Not Miyazaki. Who's our buddy?
Mizuguchi.
Mizuguchi.
Yeah, Q Entertainment. Amazing creator.
The minute I heard this was his, I was like, well, duh.
Yeah.
Hold on, I never thought of this before, and it's just genius.
Yeah, so. I played the demo on a PS4 when it first came out, and immediately ran to Best Buy and grabbed a VR headset. And I already had VR headsets, but I'm like, I feel like this was made for that experience. And so I fumbled with hooking that up in the living room, sat on a pillow cushion because the cords weren't long enough, put it on, and started to cry.
It's so good.
At the very first level, when dolphins are swimming up above because I got a Tetris and the music is swelling.
I think also that works so well as VR because it's such a simple game.
Right. Numbers are returning to X-Play. That was a discussion that was had.
They've returned.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like herpes. They can't go away.
The gift that keeps on giving, these numbers of yours.
Yeah, and ever so often they flare up because someone disagreed with it. And it's like, oh.
All right, so then the Metacritics of the world, and I'm sorry to keep saying that name.
No, it's okay.
But it was, because I could see it's trigger warning for Adam specifically. You mentioned something that when I found out, it was so depressing to me, was to hear that livelihoods could be predicated in the aggregate numbers that were handed out, which, look, I get like, hey, you're going to get a bonus if your game performs well. You're going to get a bonus if your game sells well. In theory, that sounds like, okay, that could be a good money motivator, a perfectly innocuous carrot to dangle at the end of a stick. But when the literal numbers that people are assigning your work for whatever reason get aggregated onto this one specific site, and whatever that site says determines if kids are going to private school or not.
And it's also, I'm not absolutely up to date on how salaries and everything works within the game industry, but a lot, like that bonus, those kind of bonuses are kind of essential.
Yes.
It's not what a bonus is supposed to be, which is you get an extra scoop of ice cream or some more, whipped cream or something like that. No, like this is like dinner.
Right.
And like that's, I did a rant about a GDC once, and I was like, if the press knows among itself that we probably couldn't even pitch a tent together, like much less like come up with a common consensus on these things. We're not supposed to have a consensus. I mean, it's just the whole thing made me sick to my stomach. It still does, but as I said, I don't know if this is practiced anymore. Metacritic as a site does not, I don't hear it mentioned anymore, but I do know even as early as 2012, there was a certain publisher who actually threatened to withhold review copies of games unless we changed our, no one remembers this, but in 2012, we changed our review scale. We had 0.5s.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And that was because a certain publisher, I'm not going to say which one, the person at this publisher no longer works in games anymore. So I don't want anyone to think that this practice has continued, but they would withhold review copies of games unless we changed to something that was closer to a 10-point scale because it was more amenable to Metacritic.
Is that because a 5 out of 5, a perfect score for an X-Play was seen as...
But a 4 is an 80, which is considered the low end of good.
Right.
Because, and that's the other thing, it's why we don't do the 10-point scale, is that people think that, like, I think it's because everyone's so young and they're like either are still in school or they're fresh out of school. I mean, in school, like 70 is bad. Like you're in trouble at 70.
Right.
And so if you're doing a 10-point scale, like especially that means 7 to 1 are just declamations of crappy.
Right.
And I'm just like, I'm not going to make that distinction.
Yeah, the joke is, did the game boot? Okay, you're a 5.
Yeah,
and let's go from there.
Exactly. And it's just, it's pointless.
All right. Well, Adam, you've been very gracious with your time. We've talked a lot about gamings and how we review games and how we perceive them. But now it's time for a little game.
Oh, I like games.
You're going to like this one.
Is it hoop and stick?
It's very close to that.
Oh,
it's very close to that. Maybe on the other side of a graphic? Yep, there it is.
That's a menacing graphic. I just want to let you know. Like, we're going to play a little game.
But didn't the jazz and the big cartoony star, didn't that diffuse it a little bit?
Oh, that just underscores the sense of
You
menace.
think this could still be Squid Games?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, pay no attention to the laser dot that's tracing your chest.
Okay, good.
Don't worry about that. This is far simpler on the heels of you exclaiming your love for rating systems.
Oh, awesome.
This game is called Out of 5, Adam, and you get to rate an assortment of fun things out of 5, and we're going to go through it, I guess, as fast as we can. We're doing a timer on the screen, Vanessa. What are we doing?
Now, do you need me to do it?
We're going to go as fast as we can until we got to get a break.
Okay. Do you want me to do the whole out of 5?
Well,
of course
actually,
we want that.
Yeah, I think that would be good. And,
I think we need to.
Yeah, and as much as that might slow the pace down, that is where we're going with this one. So, okay, out of 5, Adam, we're going to start with Twitter accounts with anime avatars.
1 out of 5.
We got to stop the game.
Actually,
now.
no, we got to go negative on that.
Is that?
I know.
Can we do that?
A negative 3 out of 5. We all know who those people are.
What? Anime fans? Employees at Crunchyroll?
No, it's like there was that thing, Bamer Bait. I'm not going to say what the real word is. And they all had
anime.
Anybody, it's more reliable that there's a jackass on the other side of the account than even like kind of the default egg accounts. Okay. Sometimes I just block them proactively.
Audible, it's not on the list. What about someone that has an NFT as their avatar?
We'll just upset the world. It's like I don't know how you know.
2 Ethereum out of 5. How about pickled fish?
Oh, that's like a 5 out of 5.
Pickled fish?
Oh yeah, I love it. I'm a Jew from my family's from Central Europe. If it doesn't taste miserable, how do you know you're eating? Like dark rye. I mean, who comes up with that?
I love that pickled herring and dark rye.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
Yeah, pickled herring.
Someone stepping on the back of your shoe.
2 out of 5.
So that's someone giving you the heel. Someone stomping on the back of your foot. That's not as bad as having anime as an avatar.
We all make mistakes. Having an anime avatar is never like, oops, I did it again.
You went out of your way for that one.
No,
Okay.
it's like, oops, I'm a Nazi. It's the same. It's like,
You could trip and fall into fascism.
Yes.
How about wrestling?
Like, wait, as an activity? As something I'm
rating it out of 5, yeah.
Oh, we're talking about all wrestling, the type Xavier does, the Olympic Greco-Roman.
No, let's go with that type. Let's go with superstars, combat sports, wrestling.
It's a 4 out of 5.
For the storylines?
I don't know a ton about it. I've gotten to learn so much because of Xavier. And I actually really want to go to one now and just kind of see it. Okay, you want to know how I really, really know wrestling? I'm going to sound like the biggest snob in the world. The great cultural critic, French, Roland Barthes, in his famous collection of essays called Mythologies, he wrote this famous essay about professional wrestling. And this is back in the 60s, so it was a different type of wrestling. It's absolutely a fascinating read. And that was kind of how I first started to truly appreciate wrestling. It was the French.
The French got you into wrestling. What was the description or the dissection of wrestling that
it was kind of the way that the role of the character and kind of how it interacts with the crowd. I mean, like he's correct. It's not. It definitely is not like thumbing its nose at wrestling, but it's taking kind of a French philosopher's point of view of professional wrestling.
Okay, watching the sunrise.
I'm trying to think of the last time I did that. But that's definitely a 5 out of 5. Well, it depends on what I did the night before.
I was going to say, a 5 out of 5
because sometimes seeing the sunrise, you're like, oh. I have not had that feeling for a long time.
Yeah.
But, it comes with where are my pants?
Right.
But it can be really pretty. Now I just wake up early because I'm older and I get scared.
That's
you
fair.
wake up, you think about the world, you get up, I better go see the sunrise. In that case, it's a 5.
What about watching the sunset?
5. 4 out of 5.
Not as good as that old sunrise.
Even though I live in the West Coast, and obviously like the sunsets are there.
Beautiful.
Because you know what they say? It's like it's the crap in the air that kind of gives it all those beautiful hues. It's grim.
Yeah. How do you feel about the coming resource wars? This doesn't have to be out of 5. I'm just curious.
How do I feel about the coming resource wars? I've been saying this was going to happen for 30 years. I was one of those guys in college where I'm like, there was a whole theory called the North-South theory. That does date that far back, where like people who were paying attention to what was happening environmentally knew that like it was then going to become like most conflict was going to come out of like resources and not sort of ethnic or religious conflict and things like that. That we almost kind of come up with ethnic or religious conflict because we just want to have conflict.
Right. And that's I can grab onto that.
Yeah.
That I can harness and shout at a neighbor. The other stuff is way
when it's
too
like
much
we
for
need
me
water
grab.
and you have it.
Yeah.
That's what it's grim.
Well, there are other things we need in this world, like a commercial break, Adam.
Whoa,
when we come back,
that's a resource.
We're gonna round out this game. And more with Adam Sessler when the loop continues.
At SteelSeries, we make the headsets, mice, and keyboards that the world's best gamers win the most with. And we've been doing it since way back. It's up to you how far you go, but whatever you do, go for glory.
Hello there, folks. We are back with the reason I breathe. The only reason to get out of bed in the morning, Adam Sessler.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
man.
where I've arrived. It's immense appreciation and also, I think, clinical depression. But that's okay.
Okay, yeah.
We were, last we caught up, we were talking about the coming resource wars.
Yes, the coming resource
But
wars.
that was in the midst of rating some fun stuff. So
Yeah,
maybe we can get back to assigning numerical values
let's
to
do that.
experiences in this world. This is out of 5 with Adam Sessler, and we're going to go with petty gossip.
That's a 4 out of 5.
Have you been known to gab?
Oh, well, I actually prefer to listen. Well, look, I'm not really a journalist, but I run in a circle of other people that do reporting and stuff. We all hear things.
Sure.
So, yeah, there's that petty gossip. I work in the entertainment industry as well. I like, really, petty gossip is so much better than actual gossip because that's like Les Moonves.
Right.
And that's grim and scary.
Yeah, actual gossip can have deep ramifications.
Yeah.
The petty stuff is
Well, it's like sometimes it's just like, oh my God, horrible things are happening. Where petty gossip is like, did you see those shoes? Did you hear why they had those shoes?
Right.
So,
you said you're not a journalist.
No.
You don't fancy yourself one?
No, not in the least.
Now why is that?
I worked with people like Patrick Klepek and knowing people like Jason Schreier and stuff like that. I know what a real journalist does. I don't do that. And I know a lot of people say games journalist, and I think it's because we haven't come up with another word. I think I'm a lot closer. Obviously, I'm a reviewer, and I'm kind of like a Maureen Dowd. Like, a columnist for the Times or the Post or something like that, because I'm always going to be opinionated. Ever so often, because I am well connected, I might come up with a story. Right. But it was not so much that like I'm out there looking for a scoop.
Right. You're not.
There's real people that do that very well. I absolutely hate stealing their thunder with that title.
Out of 5, Adam, wearing pants at home.
2 out of 5.
Yeah.
2
out
of 5.
Has it been tough to adjust to a post-pandemic pants wearing?
Well, also, it's like I think like many other people, I discovered really nice sweatpants.
Yeah.
like
Athleisure.
Brooklyn. I don't think I'm allowed to even mention their name, but yeah, I'm just not going to say that word. You can bleep it. We should get them as a sponsor.
No.
Like really soft, high-end sweatpants are awesome.
I'm with you. I've been going with athleisure. I've been putting on like actual pants and decent shirts-ish.
Oh, do you know
because I
how
feel a
many
sense of
jeans I
responsibility,
bought in the week leading up to launch?
Yeah.
I was like, I guess I need more because I'm probably going to put mustard on these, and I
Yeah.
can't wear that on camera.
Yeah, I've got about a month before I revert back to my my Crocs sandals and my hiking pants. And that's about it.
A good morning game wearing nice sweatpants. Oh, it's good.
Okay. Now, what about pot?
What kind of smokable
It says
kind?
pot, and this could be for a succulent, but I think this is the devil's lettuce, jazz cabbage.
This is indeed the
So
devil
this
lettuce.
is a tough one. For me personally, it's a 2 out of 5. I do not react to it well. It's just
Anxiety and panic attacks.
primarily that. As I like to say, I suddenly decide to go over all the bad decisions I've made in life.
Sure.
And it's horrible. There's so many other people out there. They're like, "Oh, you should try this. You should try this." I so don't want to ever go through that sensation again.
No,
I
man,
just
it's
don't.
the wrong strain.
But
And
God,
plus, you got to burn it with a nail.
I do not fault anybody who does it, although people would get in trouble for drinking on the job. And it's like, there's so many people I see that are stoned on the job. There's probably some jobs that, if you're working at an Amazon warehouse, I bet that's a far better way to pass the time.
Sure.
If you're interfacing with the public and you have that glazed, I don't care what you say look, it really can be like, it's like, you know, like I have like half of the Erewhon like health food stores here in LA. It's either they're stoned or they're anemic. And I can't figure out which, but you get the same kind of lacking service.
All right, we're going to rapid fire these, so no
Okay,
need
rapid
for
fire.
the pregnant pause.
I'll just give you the number.
Smoking.
1 out of
Garfield.
5. 1 out of 5.
Clowns.
4 out of 5.
What?
Yeah. I mean, my wife is terrified of them. I think Killer Clowns from Outer Space is a fine movie.
That's a great, the
Yeah,
cotton candy
so,
cocoons.
yeah.
Okay. Licorice.
3 out of 5.
The moon landing.
5 out of 5.
Well
it
done.
happened.
Well, allegedly.
It happened.
Allegedly.
It happened.
Okay. Well done, steak.
Oh, 1 out of 5.
And Zack Snyder.
1. Is there like that? He is the anime avatar of visionary directors. Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
How do you mess up zombies in Vegas?
That intro sequence was the movie that I wanted.
Yeah, which clearly was made for the trailer.
Right? I
Yeah,
mean, that's-
it's like, but remember that PS3 video game Lair?
No,
The Dragon Combat game?
I don't remember that.
Like,
I'm
it
gonna look
sucked
it up.
because it's like, it was Factor 5 who did those incredible Star Wars fighting games on the GameCube. And this was like motion control on the PS3.
Oh, yes.
And it's like, somehow that game got messed up.
Yeah.
And like, I always think of Zack Snyder with that. It's like, how did you get zombie? I mean, it's like, you almost have to applaud someone. It's like, that is creative navigation to screw that up.
Last but certainly not least, pineapple pizza.
Oh, 1 out of 5.
Okay, that's it. I can't.
Well, that's why you're on the other end of stage A. It's like, we can't get near each other. It's like two Ron Silvers touching each other in RoboCop.
We're never going to fight each other at the crafty table. I guarantee you that.
Yeah, well, that's good.
It is, we are at precious moments left, dear Adam. As such, it's time to grab the saddle and ride the promo pony on out of here. You'll see. There he is. There he is.
Oh,
I didn't know that was how it was going to make its appearance, but that is terrible, Vanessa.
That looked, I gotta be honest, that looked more like a horse than a pony.
No. Terrible, like, we'll learn my vernacular. Terrible is amazing.
Oh no, I mean it too.
Run it again.
Like dumb is amazing.
Run it again.
Okay.
Give me that pony.
But really, that's a horse. Let's take a look. That looks like a
The
full-size.
census
That's
scale
a
is tough
horse.
here. That's a very, if you think about how much real estate there is, the horse could take the whole thing. We'll get to that later. You can rate our promo pony later.
All
But
right.
Adam, let's ride the promo pony.
Yes.
How can people get more of you and see you and just inject you directly into their eye holes and veins?
YouTube.com/XPlay. There's so many videos. There's new ones going up every weekday. Also, Tuesdays and Fridays, we will be doing the live stream here from this very stage, but on the other end of it, where we don't like pineapples on pizza.
That's fine.
And obviously that we're available as a regular show on the G4 cable channel. And then if you need to yell at me, go to my Twitter account at Adam Sessler.
Love it. Adam, thank you for being so
Oh,
gracious.
no, this was fun.
With your time. I know this is again, pre-tape. It's been a crazy week.
Yes.
But it's always a delight to
And
have
it's
you.
not over yet.
Not by a long sight.
They say I see my family at the end.
Friends, Adam might see his family, but you can see some amazing merch and delightful deals if you go to shop.g4tv.com. Use the promo code RADDY20 if you want to save 20% off your order before it expires. I want to thank you for tuning in to Attack of the Show, The Loop, not because it says it on this card, which, spoiler, it does say that. Also, I love my family. No, I want to say we're taking a break for Thanksgiving Day, and we'll be back on Friday with a pre-taped episode of Invitation to Party. That's our D&D show. I predict chuckles and laughs. Maybe some dice rolls as well. Who knows? Also, check out g4tv.com/schedule for more details on when and where you can check me out, check out Adam Sessler, get our D&D show. We got an esports show called Boosted. There's so much content. We're teaming with it. Our seams are bursting, and you can rate it yourself. So far, I'd give this show a 1
Out of 5.
Thanks, Adam.
Oh, my pleasure.
Thank you all for watching. Goodbye.
You know, I hear the cast